My name is Derek Miller, and I am the president of the Blueprint Corporation. And I'm really excited because we are launching a podcast called the Blueprint Café. And it's something I've had in my head for 6 or 7 years throughout my life as a leader. And I got my first leadership role in business when I was 19 years old. And I've been really fortunate to be around a lot of great leaders and been able to have conversations with a lot of great leaders. And the whole premise here is that we can give a behind the scenes look at what senior level leaders talk about relative to building and sustaining winning cultures. The thought here with the podcast is not like instruction manual. When I got into leadership, one of the first books I read was John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. It is dynamite. If you're a young leader, if you're a leader of any kind and you've never read it, you should go devour that book. That's not what this is, though. This isn't intended to be an instruction manual. These are just behind the scenes conversations. It's the conversations that I have with my peers in the industry relative to the topic of leadership or building and sustaining winning cultures and winning teams. And this gives people an opportunity to kind of peek behind the curtain and demystify this thing and really see what these conversations are really like. And you'll see that none of us are all knowing. You'll get to kind of tap into the brains of some of these leaders. And again, though, you'll find that none of us know everything, and we learn from each other, and no different than any other profession when they're working through things. When we're trying to work through the best way to build and sustain these teams, we learn from each other. And you'll see as we go on this journey together, you'll see that these are conversations between people trying to do the right thing for other people is really what it boils down to. So in preparation for the podcast, I've had to do a lot of deep dive thinking about why I even want to do this or what I get really excited about. And like, first of all, I think it's really cool. Like right now there's lights and there's cameras and there's production people, and it's just a really, really, it's a neat process. Again, I think that it's neat it's almost like the audience is at this round table with us, having these discussions with us. I wanted a production company to come into our office. This is my office we're in right now. And I purposefully have a round table in my office so that when people have meetings at this table, there's no true head of the table. And I wanted this podcast to be right here at this round table so that the audience can feel like they're at the table as well in the middle of the conversation and hopefully can learn some stuff that you can apply in your role as a leader. Again, whether that's just you yourself leading yourself or whether it's your family or with your teams or whatever it might be, you're involved in the conversation. I can tell you even after filming the first podcast, and I've learned a lot already through this. It's making me take a more formal process look at my process on how I'm learning leadership and how I'm applying leadership to my day-to-day life, whether it's in business or my family. And we're all leaders, right? Even if you don't have a leadership role in your community or in your profession, everyone is the leader of yourself. And so any of this stuff that we talk through applies to literally everyone. So I've learned a lot through this process. What it's also doing, I can tell very quickly through conversations I've had with people we're inviting onto the podcast, is it's making them really think about it too. They're having to really get conscious about some of the things they do on a day-to-day basis as a leader. And I think the exploration of that with oneself it's been really fascinating in this just short duration of preparing and producing this podcast. So when interviewing companies, like one of the first things I told any of these production companies was, I really don't care if this blows up. Like, this is something that I just want to do because, again, I think it's cool. I love having these conversations with people, and I'm going to do this with no followers. I think this is a really neat concept to do. And again, it's as much selfish as it is anything, because I get to have these conversations with these leaders and learn so much from these leaders. And if I can help bring some of the industry along with it, then that's all the better. If this can give back to an industry that's given so much to me, and if this can give back to leaders in a way that other leaders have given their time and energy to me, then that's just awesome. I've used the word journey a couple times, right? This really is a journey. And as we all go through this journey together, if you find that you like this content, the best way to really support it is to get involved. Ask questions. That's going to be the best way. Sincerely, like you're at this table, just write in that comments section, ask questions. And we'll do our best to answer every one of them, whether it's by reply on the chat section or in some sort of setting like this. Maybe we have an episode where we just start answering questions. Maybe it's with some fellow leaders that I have here. So again, the best way to support the mission that we're on here is really get involved, be active. That would hands down be the best way to get involved. And that's it. So now that you've got a little bit of a glimpse on what it is that we're doing, the mission that we're on here with this forum of the Blueprint Cafe, you'll be able to find it anywhere podcasts are downloaded and listened to, is not just this YouTube site here. Visually, you'll be able to see everything on YouTube, and then the podcasts will be audio available anywhere. So yeah, so as we continue through the journey, I'm excited about the unknown, the people that I don't know yet who we're going to sit down and talk with, the conversations that I don't know yet how they're going to go. That's what's so neat about this. This isn't like these perfectly scripted things. They're just the conversations that I would normally have with people. And I think that we'll all really learn a lot, and I think we'll all really enjoy the journey. So we really appreciate your interest. We appreciate the time that you've invested here, that you will invest. We appreciate you being active in the conversations. That's going to be a critical part of this. If you have suggestions on the people that we interview, I'd love to have suggestions on that as well. The first episode is dropping on October the 16th, so it's coming really soon. The first guest is an absolute legend in the industry. You're really going to love the conversation. You're really going to want to get involved. So we appreciate in advance your active involvement. So we will see you October 16th at the Blueprint Cafe. Let's go.